Welcome to EQTV, the emotional fitness channel. So today we're going to be talking about procrastination, whether it be in business, in sales, or in life. I'm going to give you the absolute secret tools and techniques so that you can have heaps and heaps of energy and self-motivation. So stay tuned. Welcome back. I'm Quezel, emotional fitness coach and performance strategist. And as I explained earlier, I'm going to give you my top 5 tips how to really increase your energy, motivation, and overcome procrastination. So number 1 is to understand the first thing out of everything. All our energy, our motivation comes from our emotions. So the first thing that we need to do is increase our self-awareness about what's going on for us, about our emotions. And if you look at it like this, you've got an emotion, which is energy, and out of that comes a feeling, right? And that, I don't know if you've ever heard that energy in motion, right? Which is what emotion's all about. So you've got an emotion, which emits a feeling, but out of that feeling gives us information. Feelings are there to give us feedback. And so the first thing to do is for us to understand ourselves a little bit better and practice introspection. So for example, if you're going to create a new business idea, or you're going to the boss and you're about to ask for a promotion, or you are trying to close that sale, or even if it's just in life and you're wanting to go out and start dating again and you hit this wall, this procrastination. So most people at that point, because we're generally on autopilot, you know, it's been proven that 98% of our thoughts are all unconscious. And when we don't have enough self-awareness, we do things like when that uncomfortable feeling comes up about procrastination, what happens in our nervous system, it starts crashing and we start feeling low in energy. We also do things like want to soothe ourselves, or we want to do anything to avoid it. So we start looking at our devices, we go and have a drink, we go and do something else, we go and eat, pig out, whatever it is. Most of these uncomfortable feelings lead to someone reaching for relief, but that is another video. So what do? So we stop and we take notice and we think, okay, so if my emotion is giving me a feeling which is giving me feedback or information, what is that information? What is that information trying to tell me? And what that actually does is you have to create enough curiosity to find out. So when you get this idea of, okay, so I'm having this feeling and I'm feeling really uncomfortable and I'm feeling actually quite a bit of dread in my body or whatever the thing is, you could have a belief there that says something like, I've got a fear of failure, right? And if you do come up with that sort of belief, and how you find out what that information is you become curious and you ask yourself, I wonder what this feeling is trying to tell me. That's all you have to do. So that's the most powerful first step. I wonder what this feeling is trying to tell me. Because if you're going to come up with some beliefs from there. So step 2, really powerful technique, is to practice the destination exercise. I created this, it's so fantastic. So what you do is you feel what you're currently feeling, be curious about it. Oh yeah, well I'm a bit worried I might fail, or whatever the thing may be, or I don't have if you're going to go and back yourself financially, or I don't have enough money, I'm worried I won't survive, or whatever the thing is. So feel into that, just have a bit of a feel into it, feel what it feels like, and then put yourself in a destination where you want to be. Let's say it's going to do a really big cold call, and you put yourself in the destination that you've completed the cold call. Now, how does that feel? And I want you to just bounce back and forth from, oh, you know, that feels pretty horrible. Oh, yeah, that feels great. Oh, that feels pretty horrible. Oh, that feels great. So you notice psychologically and and in our physicality, you'll notice in the body, these are just feelings. But to have enough awareness to notice them, oh, okay, so if I can feel yuck, then I can feel good. If I can feel procrastination, I can feel motivation. And it's to just really play with that, because this is the part that starts bringing the genius out in you. Just have to turn off that before it starts beeping. And so that's number 2, is play with the destination. So number 1 is to increase your awareness and to really look at the emotional, the emotion, the feeling, and the information it's giving you. Number 2, once you sort of play around and have curiosity with that belief or whatever you're going to come up with, what is the cause of the procrastination? Maybe you're not quite there yet. So have the feeling of that. And then the third thing, which is proved by neuroscience to be one of the most powerful tools that you can do, is pick up a pen and paper and put a timer on your cell phone for 2 minutes and journal with a prompt like, I'm procrastinating because. Or if you were able to come up with what's blocking you straight away, that belief that you might have, that limiting belief that's stopping you moving forward or taking all your energy, you might have a journal prompt like, I have a fear of failure because, or I'm afraid to fail because, or whatever the case may be. But this is outcome journaling. And what happens with this is it's so powerful when you're not even supposed to think about what you're going to write. Just start with the prompt, I'm procrastinating because, and then let the pen meet the paper and just see what happens. Now, I'm sure you've all heard of Dean Graziosi. I can never say his name. Graziosi. And Tony Robbins even endorsed this latest thing he's created. I mean, the guy's a billionaire, right? He's so successful. He came from absolute poverty. He never had anyone to back him, and he worked his way up, and he's just an incredible man. So he's probably one of the most powerful real estate gurus, and he's got online businesses and all sorts of things. But he believed in journaling so much, he believed it gave him an unfair advantage because he journaled every day, and I journal every day as well. And so neuroscience, I mean, even I remember Roz Savage, right? She picked up a journal and journaled one day, was in an average life, an okay job, and she ended up becoming the first woman to row across the Atlantic. That was through a journaling prompt. So I'll put Dean's link to his website and things like that down below, because he's actually created the most incredible journal that you can buy from him as well. You've just got to get into it. But here's the golden nugget. What comes out of journaling is pure creativity, pure inspiration, and you just start for 2 minutes. Now keep going until you get an outcome. You might get it in the first 3 sentences, but it needs to be an inspired outcome, okay? And so I have helped so many clients overcome so many major obstacles in their life just from this basic exercise. And it's all backed by neuroscience. So I really, really encourage you to start practicing it. So step 3 is a really valuable question that I came up with just the other day. So once you finish your journaling, you've probably got a really positive outcome so far. But just keep going with this, because I want you to anchor it in and really nail it from that point on. And what I want you to ask yourself is, like, say, let's go back to think it's a cold call or a big sale that you're trying to do, or you're trying to ask your boss for a promotion, or you're trying to go out in a dating scene, or whatever it is. Now ask yourself this question. What do I need to believe? What do I need to believe? because it is our belief system that blocks us and creates filters of illusion or disillusion or self-deception. And when we're trying to get to this goal and we're back here with an unconscious belief of something like, I'm not enough, or I can't do it, or I'm going to look like a fool, or whatever the belief is, what you need to do is we need to change the belief. We need to have a new viewpoint. We need to have a new perspective. Now, with neuroscience, we know that the brain actually grows new neural pathways every time we give it new information and lock in a new belief system. And all as we are is beliefs, right? All our programming of right, wrong, good, bad, this, that, up, down, all comes from beliefs. And we were programmed with those, so we know we can change them. So the question is again, what do you need to believe to get this outcome, right? To feel such and such, to know you're going to succeed. What do you need to believe? Now, this in itself is such a powerful gift because it will show you where you may be blocked either emotionally, because remember, all information is emotional. It comes from the emotion, which gives a feeling, which gives the information, which is the belief and all of these things. So the fifth way to overcome procrastination, so you can feel really motivated and full of that self-motivation, because that's what we want, right? Because if we look out there for motivation and inspiration all the time, then we become this, almost like I say, we're looking for someone to give us the emotional fuel. The problem is with that is when we don't have that person around, we go back into feeling empty again. So it's really good to start practicing, how can I fill myself up? How can I take responsibility and really start a really healthy practice? So that's number 5, how to increase your self-motivation and overcome procrastination is to start a daily practice. So what do I mean by that? A daily practice is 4 things that you can do every single day to keep your energy good, to keep you balanced. It could look something like, well, I'm going to practice the getting to know myself, when stop and sort of notice a feeling. Oh my God, that's a feeling. What's that information trying to tell me, right? Just start practicing getting to know yourself. Number 2, well, I might play with this destination exercise and see where I am versus what it feels like to get there. I might start journaling for 2 minutes every day. And I might actually start listening to some YouTubes. I might follow Marianne on YouTube, and because she puts out 2 videos a week. So I start learning and growing through her. If I like her, I might go to somebody else. If you're going to do that, please subscribe now, right, while we're talking about it. So a daily practice is really, really important. And how we get to know ourselves in this daily practice by practicing introspection is another really, really valuable technique that everyone needs to learn. And you would have heard this 100,000 times by now because everybody's doing it now, but it's so important how to get to know yourself is to do meditation. But the thing that I always recommend about that is to do a body meditation, which is getting back into the body, out of the head, into the body. And a lot of people say, oh, well, I can't meditate. I can't stop thinking. It's because you're here. And so if you can Google a body scan, I'll put a link below to do a body scan meditation because they're fantastic, right? They get you out of your head and into your body. And once you start getting into your body, your nervous system says, oh yeah, I'm calming down. You're lining up with yourself. You're really creating this alignment. And then it gives you the emotional juice, right? It gives you tells the brain, oh yeah, I feel really safe. I feel really emotionally secure. And now I'm going to take more risk. So it's just a fantastic practice. So there's a lot of information here. Feel free to go through and listen to it again. As I say, I'm going to put some links down below, and I hope that gives you all some great information to increase your energy. Make sure that you like this video if you found it valuable. It really helps me, helps my videos being distributed, and please subscribe, and thank you.